All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into some TA. All right, guys, we are going to be keeping this one short. We're just going to do a quick review of the markets today. And then tomorrow we have a longer video coming out, a more detailed video coming out, in which has 10 to 20 trade ideas going into the following week for you and for me, but for you. All right, guys. So let's dive into it. We're going to start off over here on QQQ. We're just going to run through these charts pretty quick. We're going to start off here on the hourly time frame. I'm going to point out you got your retracement today to that 0.618 fib. High of day over here was 490.63. 490.70 was that 0.618 fib. You also did have your resistance right there, so nice little confluence spot for you. All right, I hope it served you well. Okay, we had our bias going into the day. I figured we were going to be getting a flush, and I'll just share a little tidbit that I reviewed going over or going into this morning. 15-minute RSI was overbought. I was by default, I was looking for this thing to cool off. 15-minute RSI was oversold on VIX. And what happened? All right, you got underneath this 15-minute 9 EMA. Guys, when you get underneath it and then you reject it, okay, that is when we are looking for further downside. Okay, you're looking for, a larger sell to happen. Your 15-minute RSI was right here when it was happening too, right at that middle mark. Well, where was price the other day when this exact setup came and took place? All right, you're right in the same spot in the middle. And then what do we have again? You have the same thing over here. And, I know you weren't oversold or overbought over there on the 15-minute RSI, but same concept. You got underneath it. And, I just personally don't like being bullish when price is underneath it. Okay, you have the reversion to the mean trades that take place. But at the end of the day, this is something that price likes to, either be above or underneath. You don't want to see it just dancing around it, but you very clearly could see you got above, you came back to test it. Okay, got under it, came back to test it. All right, as of right now, this is a spot I knew just not to touch. All right, why? Because I knew I didn't have an edge in here. You did have your break and retest level right here at 2281. That was something that I was paying attention to, but you also had this 15-minute 9 EMA. So until we were going to get that 15-minute close above, I don't want to be sitting there longing. Okay, I got a little bit of that guy. But there's absolutely no reason, in my opinion, to be touching this crap. Okay, you do have that downtrend break going on there. I like it. If you can really get above 2281.50, that is when we're looking for a move up here, and that is a 40 point range there, 40 point little area that you can probably pull a decent amount of scalps out. Just long scalps specifically in that area. All right, but as of right now, you get this little head and shoulders pattern going on. This thing's probably coming all the way down here at 2235. All right, we'll see. But, back over here to QQQ, I was just going over, how I got my bias for the day, what I was looking for the day. It was simple as that, guys. And, if you were here in yesterday's video, then you knew. All right, pullback and consolidation. I hammered it home, guys. There's no reason not to take profits. We're going to review these tickers today. I'm going to try and keep this video short. But, everything kind of pulled back or consolidated, and there was no reason not to take your profits yesterday. And as you can see, you see the profit, you're going to take the profit because there's most likely going to be another opportunity right around the corner because things don't go straight up or straight down. Okay, that was kind of the point of yesterday's video. Just take the freaking profits, okay? We'll get our other opportunities, but right now it's just important that you do so to keep yourself in a good headspace. Okay, and you know what? I'm also speaking on me. When I speak about these things, guys, I'm speaking about my own trading psychology, all right? I, trim most of what I had yesterday, and then I continued doing over here today. Goog, this thing is definitely showing the relative strength today. This and Tesla, all right, showing the relative strength today. I do like that, going into next week. I think these are definitely things that we'll keep an eye on. But QQ, guys, what are the levels that we're going to be paying attention to? Let's run through them, all right? Below 486.23, we can see this was a breakout level, right? We already got a reaction over here. Expect buyers there at 486.23, but if they don't step in, 484.56 is incoming. All right, underneath there, we're really not going to have anything till, all the way down here. And, I don't like to have this massive gap. Yeah, maybe it trades like that. But at the end of the day, we can also just take a golden pocket and realize that, oh, it starts down here. Maybe it's not going to go straight down here. Maybe you're going to come down here, you sweep this low, tap that 0.618 fib, and then go back to just ranging here. We don't know how it's going to go, all right? But see how, price was above that 1 hour. I love the 90 MA, guys. I really do. It kind of helps you on any time frame. You can get a sense for, how the short-term sentiment is. Okay, how, or momentum, I guess we should say, the short-term momentum. Well, it keeps holding above it. What happened here? You broke and retested underneath it. That is not necessarily the best look. Okay, so that is what you're watching on the downside. Expect buyers between 481.60 and 484.20. Okay, on the upside, 489.03, 490.73, and then 493.69. Buy. What do we got going on, guys? What do we got? What do we got? Support 571.89, 570.33, 568.91, 567.60. Resistance is 571.89. Did I just no? It just flushed on there, all right? Resistance 572.88, 574.71. If we get above 574.71, we're looking for that 580 psych level. That's going to be our target. All right, but here on the daily time frame, you can very clearly see we just broke out. And I'll keep reminding everyone this pullback is going to be our buying opportunity for that next leg up. I do not think you're just going to fall flat on your face after doing that. We've seen this play out before. People want to get all bearish here. What were we doing? And, guys, I'm not a genius. I promise. I've just kind of seen this, these patterns and, I've had a lot of screen time. We'll just say that. I told my buddy the other day, screen time, just literally the most important. There's nothing more important than screen time. And like, you're probably going to lose in this game for a while. Okay, it is, just how it is. The screen time at the end of the day, not you going off of other people. All right, so you guys can follow along with my stuff, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to develop the skill set for yourself. And I hope I am, being a positive influence along your journey for developing that skill set, because it is something that it's kind of going to change your life. These are the financial markets, guys. There's nothing else that is going to really tell you about the world better than the financial markets. Anybody who really trades his market each day, I feel like you have the best head on your body here, looking at the world from an objective point of view, because we see what's going on every single day. You kind of got to follow along with things, okay? And then I'm just saying, all right, most people in life are bots. Most people have absolutely no idea what's going on, and they just believe everything they see on the news, and that's fine, all right? But we got our jobs and stuff like that, but then we also have the financial markets, and I love the financial markets. I hope you do too. Pullback is a buying opportunity. No reason to be bearish on this pullback, okay? IWM, how we looking, guys? You did end up getting your downtrend break over here. You bounced back from the retest of this daily downtrend right here, right? So you did start catching a bit off of that. And then what happened? You bounced straight into that golden pocket, and you expect sellers in that golden pocket, and that is where they stepped in, all right? So support is 220.02, 218.79, 217.50, 55. Never can avoid the hiccups, guys. If you're new to the channel, just know I will get the hiccups almost every single freaking video. Never understood why. I know what causes hiccups. You get too much air in your lungs, kind of gets forced down into there, and then I imagine it's like a bubble, and it keeps trying to hiccup itself out. Yeah, that's kind of what happens when I talk fast in these videos. So that's that. All right, 223.07. If you can get above 221.74, you're watching 223.07, and then if you can get above 223.40, we're going to call it 224.94 on deck. DIA, guys, that is the strongest of the indexes today, besides IWM, but out of QQ, SPY, and DIA. And this thing is still, I'm not saying it's going to close out like this, but we got a topping tail. That's not the best look. Okay, and again, pullback or consolidation is likely from these candlesticks. Not the worst idea to take the freaking profits and just sit on your hands. Just wait, okay? Just freaking wait, guys. Just wait. We will see how everything goes. All right. Now, what I do want to point out over here is on Mr. VIX, you do have this 15-minute RSI pushing into overbought territory. So this morning, my bias has created the bias, all right? 15-minute RSI was already oversold, all right? NQ was already overbought, or just about. Well, that means we're probably not going much higher over there on NQ. That's how I look at it. All right. And it's the same for ES. I just, I trade NQ. But this thing's overbought now. And when this thing gets overbought, we look for it to start selling. All right. If this thing starts pulling back and NQs is oversold here, okay, hey, it's a recipe for a bounce. So, somewhere in between here and here, I'm expecting a bottom for the day to be put in, and I'm expecting a decent sized bounce. That's what I am looking for. All right. So if you can see this video, catch the video before the end of the day, there you go. All right. Now you know. Now you know. You might be getting a bounce over here after you do that. So it's not a place to be short in here. It's a place to look for that bounce. The bounce it. Bounce it. Bounce it. All right. We went over the indices. We're going to run over the big boys right now. The FANG stocks over here. Apple, how are we looking, guys? Pull back to 227.48. It's not looking too shabby. But I'm also going to say, until you can really get a daily close above that downtrend, there's no reason to be bullish on it. Expect it to pull back. All right. Your support is 223.90 of 227.48. Cannot hold. Microsoft, you're back in our heavily traded zone over here. Was acting as demand. Let's see if buyers step back in over here. If you can't hold 425.86, you're coming down here to 419.88. I wouldn't want to see it, but hey, it's on the table. It's on the table. Amazon, also something that suggests we probably are going to be pulling back a little bit. All right. You're underneath that daily 9 EMA. Okay. When you do that, you pull back or consolidate for a little bit. All right. Big ripperoonie. Let's just see, big ripperoonie got it underneath it. Consolidate. All right. Big ripperoonie got underneath it. Consolidate. So, I'm not expecting so much right now. I think we should there are times where we can do less, and this is one of those times to do less. We clearly caught a ripperoonie. We clearly were bullish along that and along this. Now it's just one of these periods where I don't know how deep the pullback's going to go, but we're ready for it. I don't think it's going to be even close to that deep. I think it's going to be something like that, and then it pulls back here, and then we buy that, and boom. All right? Boom. It's never that easy, guys, so keep that one in mind. I know I may think, I may make things look like they're easy, all right? And I may, draw out our plans for us as we go, or our likely paths, I guess we could call it, the probable paths. But at the end of the day, it is never that easy. Patience is going to have to be a factor in your equation there because, we literally have to sit here every single day and wait to see what happens, where price is going, and adjust our theories from, I don't even want to call them a theory, right? I just, probable paths, we'll call it. All right. People are like, oh, you're guessing. Guys, it's technical analysis. All right. It's just probabilities. All of it is probabilities. All right. Right here, guys, you're consolidating. It was showing relative strength today along with Tessie. I do think, you break over 166.61, get a daily close above there. You're coming up to 170.41. At that point, you could honestly just go for a straight up ride to 178.21. 176 is where, I'm not holding past 176. There you go. And, I think anybody who is, in this thing with me, I think you should, you don't have to do anything. But, I got, less than half the position left. You ain't got a reason to not do something like that. You caught a ripperoonie. You could just wait. And, maybe your runners catch that move. You don't have to. You could wait. You get a pullback. You re-enter. 161.63. I like that. I think that is going to be the buying opportunity if we see it. And then I think probably from there, it heads up to 170.41. So there's, free money opportunity if you get it. This rally hasn't even started. Okay? Clearly it started. But, the middle, the meat on this bone here, it hasn't even came. This is like just one part of the bone. This is the other part of the bone. This is going to be the meat. The meat is right here. It hasn't even happened. All right. Meta, how we looking over there? Again, just consolidating. I was making that clear as day. All right. I spoke extensively yesterday about that. Take the freaking profits. No financial advice. But guys, there will always be time. All right. To make other plays. Because at the end of the day, what we had yesterday was suggesting pullbacks or consolidation across the board. And that's exactly what we have today. Okay. SPY is down 0.10%. QQ is down 0.5%. Barely any action today. You didn't miss much. If this thing pulls back into 554.19, all right, that is going to be a daily 9 EMA test. Not the worst look, but at the end of the day, I would like 542.81. I got my alerts ready to go down here. I think this is a ripperoonie waiting to happen. I know, you already started that, but I think we have another one of these at some point. And yeah, I would like to be a part of that. I would like to buy this thing with a lot of time. I will be very open about that one too. This is not something I want as a short-term trade idea. This is one, you come back into here. I want November, December calls on that, and then I want to ride it back up. I know you got earnings over here in October, so, calls are going to be juiced, but this is one that I think is going to pay. All right, it's going to pay. Tessie, how we looking? How we looking? Broke above the 0.786 fib the other day. Now you're just consolidating above it. You know, I don't know if you're actually going to pull back here. If you lose 252.28, watch 244.24, and I would like that. Okay. Ideally, you come all the way back here to 233.09. It's probably not going to happen, but that would be the ideal entry here because you had this inverse head and shoulders pattern. But, you know, at the end of the day, you didn't see the full move play out. Definitely didn't see the full move. But, you know, 30 out of 50 bucks have already been played for this, you know, measured move here. I think it's heading up here, 271, then 278.98. Pullback is a buying opportunity. Okay. Let's go over the semis real quick. SMH, expect the sellers in the golden pocket as well as your supply. All right. You got confluence going on there. It was no surprise. All right. NVDA, how are we looking? And keep in mind, semis they're definitely weaker than everything else today. That is something to know. NVIDIA pulling back in that daily 9 EMA. You also have the 120.79 break and retest. We'll see how the daily candle closes. Ideally, it's a hammer candlestick, but hey, we'll see what happens. If you pull back into this 118.04 spot, that is a heavily traded level there. Brought reactions pretty much every time. All right, so if we pull back into it, we can at least, like, you know, look for a decent sized reaction of $5 to $7 move right there off of it. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, Avgo, and you know, keep in mind, you also do have this inverse head and shoulders. You technically didn't get a daily close for a breakout. You just did not. So I'm going to be waiting on that. All right. So that is that. Avgo, how are we looking over here, guys? Pulling back in the break and retest level off 172.42. Daily 9 EMA test. I like it. All right. Just broke out of here. It's looking freaking crazy. AMD. All right. Pull back to 157. I love it. But, you know, your break and retest really is off of this high right here, 162.04. SMCI. It is bouncing today. I see no reason to touch this thing. I'll leave it at that. Daily RSI has a triple bullish divergence. I would like down here, 357. TSM, I'll keep hammering the table. Pull back into 175.44. I like that as an entry for the move up to 193.47. I think it's coming. That's your inverse head and shoulder. I know we got a lot of lines, guys, but, you know, that is the inverse head and shoulders neckline. And that is something I think is probably going to be respect. We're going to take off literally everything besides that. You already got above the golden pocket, so we know you're probably going to have 100% retracement up there. I freaking love it right here. All right, I love it. I got my alert waiting for it, and you know, I think I'm most definitely going to take a stab at this, and we're going to see how this goes. But again, you know, I would like to, you know, on this pullback, guys, I want to buy time. I think it's ideal. You know, I got to buy time on Goog and just sit there and wait. And, you know, I like that mentality. I love not having to stress. And, you know, I'd say it all the time. Increase the time on your contracts and you're going to increase your win rate. Just how it goes. All right. MU. And, you know, why do you increase the win rate? First of all, your emotions, like most of them, they get taken out of it. You know, if you know your system, you've done your back test, and you know, odds are in your favor when you pull the trigger. So what? Dance around a little time. You don't have to worry about it dancing around for a little. All right. You don't have to worry about the theta if you have time on them. All right. Fresh breakout over here. Did not get the daily close. If you get a daily close above 111, it's probably coming all the way up here to 127. Pullback is a buying opportunity, specifically 97.69 would be ideal. That is that. ARM, this is why I was saying, hey, not a bad idea to take them profits at all. Okay, you know, this was my top watch for semis going into this week. I know, you know, NVIDIA over there ended up taking the lead, but you know, this thing got a pretty nice move here, and you know, you could have had the October cons and gotten that 100% gain on this move. Congratulations if you took them profits. Maybe you can rebuy it on this retest. At the end of the day, this is a bull flag. You're pulling back into it, 185. This is a spot that you could potentially hold. All right. I like it. I think you're coming up here to 153.50. You did not get up there. Okay. You got up to 152.39. I think 152.55 is incoming, and then 153.50. So pullback equal buying opportunity. Now, this is the sector that I'm going to have. We're going to be focused on this. I know it turned into a 19-minute video, guys. There's really no way to actually talk about the things that we're, you know, going over on these charts on all these tickers without taking, you know, at least 20-25 minutes. So my apologies there, but that is why I always try and have the, you know, quicker videos. I get excited about it. I'm like, yeah, we're going to run through this quicker in the beginning, and then boom. No, it happens the same way every day because yeah, it takes freaking time to talk about charts. It does. All right. If you want me to analyze them, you got to give me some time. All right. Bull flag, weekly time frame. Things going to freaking explode. You're consolidating right around the previous high. I love this. All right. I think Bitcoin, the Bitcoin sector is going to be popping off here. You got above your 0.786 fib. This pullback that is probably going to come while this daily RSI is, in overbought territory. It is a buying opportunity. So it's either going to start an impulsive run right here, okay, and get a really big move. All right. And we're going to take out this high if that happens. And then, any pullback there, probably going to stay in overbought territory. We got the same thing over here. It's an extension style move. All right here. Okay, broke above. Pullbacks. You pullbacks, daily RSI in overbought territory. Those pullbacks were your buying opportunities. All right. So there's that. And that is kind of how it goes every single time you really do that. We don't, we either get rejection here at the daily RSI being overbought, or you start one of these things. I don't know what's going to happen here, okay? But I'm telling you right now, if you get the pullback, it's going to be a buying opportunity for that move that we just talked about, all right? It's going to have one of these ripperoonies. And, I think it's in all of our best interest to be ready for that move. And, yeah, if you pull back, since the daily RSI is getting to overbought territory, I like it. I really like it, okay? Now, coin, fresh breakout yesterday out of this falling wedge pattern. You're now pushing up to 191.21 resistance. Above there, you got 211.92. All right. And then 224, we're going to be paying attention to. I do think this is going to be tested up here. All right. Perfect bounce off your 0.786 fib there. You literally, ran people's stops, ran, people like me. All right. And you're like, oh, it's going down. It's going to die now. No, you literally exactly, that was your bottom. And now you are looking freaking sexy. All right. Now, something else that's looking sexy, kind of parabolic looking, is MSTR. Guys, this thing is already pushing the highs here. We called it out here. We called it out here on the breakout. We called it out here on the retest. There's so much opportunity on this channel that's crazy. I don't know how anybody's a hater. I don't know how people don't just come along the channel and be like, oh my God, I found a gold mine. If I wasn't covering this stuff and I was in this game, I would think, oh my God, I found a gold mine. Well, yeah. All right. Now, obviously, this is my gold mine. But yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy all the gold that comes from it. I do. Right here, you got your rip. You got above your 0.786 fib, makes this 100% retracement likely at 183.70. I do think 200 is going to be tested. Daily RSI is overbought. So if it pulls back, that's your buying opportunity. If it pulls back all the way over to 150.77, like 151-ish, I'll change the level. It's going to be right here, all right? 152.35. Guys, that's such a big buying opportunity over here on MSTR. All right, it's ridiculous. That would literally be your break and retest, and then you're probably going to catch that move right there, 30% gain. Boom. Mara, how we looking, guys? And guys, it's beautiful. NQ is flushing. I hope we take out these lows. I do. Mara, same thing, all right? I think this is something that we should be watching on. It's not my favorite pick right now, but, it's not looking too bad here. It's probably coming up here in 1991. CLSK, this is what we will be focused on. You retest 975. I like it. And I'm going to enter off of that for the move up to 1084, 1275, and then 1370. I think 1370 is going to be hit at the end of the day. And Bitcoin does run up to all-time highs. These things are going to go for freaking rides. I can't tell you specific prices, but, they're going to be a lot higher than where they are right now. MSTR is already up here. Okay, coin is already, it's getting that move right there. They're not the miners. Okay. But then you come over here tomorrow, CLSK, the miners, these things are, MSTR, I'm pretty sure is, regardless, these things barely have moved. So, I'm looking for a lot more movement out of these guys. Retest over here. I like it. All right, guys. So that is the video. That is what I have for you guys today. I'm just going to speak about, again, take the freaking profits. You pull back into 116.60 to 120.07. I'm buying that thing. I think this is going to be an opportunity that is going to pay. I think this is pretty similar to IBM over here. All right. So, this is one that I let just go away. And if I just bought, 6 months out over here, I probably could have done some great things. Regardless, you got that pretty similar downtrend break we got going on right over here on Dell. And I think we're going to be pushing up to the highs. All right. I think, at the end of the day, you're going to push up to 145. So this buying opportunity, I'm, planning on a move like that, like a 10% plus move. That's kind of what I'm targeting. Okay. But then also after that, up to, 0.618 fib there. All right, guys, with that being said, I will catch y'all in the next one, which will be tomorrow. It's going to be a more detailed video, and I will have 10 to 20 trade ideas for you. All right, going into the next trading week. We will be prepared to kill this market. All righty. With that being said, I hope everybody has a lovely rest of their Friday. Have a lovely start to your weekend, and peace.